Yo, what's up YouTube? So in today's video, I am going up against a viewer. We've played against each other many times in ranked, and he comments on my videos asking me to analyze our gameplay, and that's exactly what I'm going to do today. But I'm going to call him out. He is using items in a ranked match where I am queuing up for no items. Like, I've turned off items. There is a glitch where you could put on certain items, and one of the items is that you spawn in with a full key gauge, and his Bardock spawned in with a full key gauge, and that puts me at a massive disadvantage, especially in these higher rank games where people understand and know how to take advantage of their key. So it is what it is. I personally think it's cheating because you shouldn't be allowed to do that. We're both queuing for no items. So why do you have items on? That's pretty lame in my opinion, and don't do that. Come on. Take your items off. Now, a lot of people are probably going to make excuses and say it's not cheating, and they're going to be like, oh, you might as well do it because everyone else is doing it. And it's just like, no, I don't care what everyone else is doing. I'm going to stick to my values of not cheating, because if we're not looking for a match with items, then don't put items on. It's as simple as that. And people are gonna be like, oh, it's just a game, it's not that serious. Well, how you do something is how you do anything, right? I value not cheating, so I'm not going to cheat. So it is what it is. Maybe Dogger doesn't see it that way, but yeah, enjoy the video. Have a good night, you guys. Okay, so here I am voicing over a game I had with another Z ranker, Dogger131. He is a viewer of mine, and he's been asking me a lot to commentate games, our games, because we've played against each other a good amount of times. So I stagger my Ki Blast, of course, to open him up. I immediately see he is holding Perception, so maybe that's a habit of his. Yup, holding Perception. I burned a skill point of his. I have 3 skill points, he has 0. I get the first switch off. I lost the engagement, but at least I got the switch off. I didn't do much damage to his Goku Black. So, overall, he won that Goku Black versus Gohan fight. You can see his Bardock came in with a full key gauge. That means he is using items in this match, where I am queuing up for a no item match. So it's an exploit, and it's pretty lame if you ask me. So that's going to be something I have to deal with. So his Bardock will have massive key advantage over me, and will have massive advantage overall. You can think of key advantage as free damage and free skill points, because if you get into a Vanish War, you will be able to farm a ton of skill points, and you will probably win your Vanish War, such as this. And now he has 4 skill points. And for Bardock, that is massive. He was able to farm up 4 skill points like nothing without, and usually with Bardock players, I'm able to force them to burn a lot of skill points, so it'll take them a long time to be able to build up this 4 skill points. But since, like I said earlier, he has a full key gauge because of items, he's able to build it up quite easily. So he switches him out, brings in Roshi. I'm able to put the Roshi in the blender, and yeah, that is a lot of damage. I have key advantage here. I'm probably going to switch out so I could have extra health regen and be able to have the 4 skill points. Unless I can finish Roshi right here now. I tried to keep in the engagement of the revenge counter, but I failed at it. But whatever. Getting a character to red health is almost as good as finishing them. So that is massive for me. I probably won the game from there, unless he does the same to one of my characters. He transforms to Goku Rose, Black Rose. Probably not the best idea, because Gohan is my highest damaging character. And now he will be locked in with my Gohan. I recognize that immediately and use a Wild Sense to get as aggressive as I can. Now, a goal of mine with Gohan is to also transform, but I do not transform against Goku Rose because I also do not want to be locked in with him. If I want to switch, I have the opportunity to switch if I want. But since he transformed to Rose against my Gohan, I really capitalized on it and did a ton of damage to his Rose. I got him to red health. And I used full power charge to try and completely capitalize on it, but I was a little too slow. He brings back in Roshi. Probably not the best idea. I could probably go for the finish here. But fortunately, Roshi is able to switch out quite quickly. Yeah, I should probably switch my Gohan out, but I just kept him in to try and finish his Rose and then also try to finish his Roshi, but failed both times. It's okay, because both of them are at red health. I have no characters at red health. I have the massive advantage here. At this point, I just need to survive and I'll win the game. You can tell, he really likes holding perception. And I'll keep letting him get the super perception off. For me, I feel like I am conditioning him. I'm making him think it's okay to constantly hold perception. And it's okay for me to do that because right now all my characters are still rather healthy. He brings back in Goku Rose. Probably not the best idea because, well, never mind, I bring in my Roshi, so there is a mismatch here. But I bring in my Roshi because he does spawn in with 3 key bars, so against a sparking, against instant sparking or a sparking mode, I could stall it out a good amount, and that's exactly what I do. I use Wild Sense to keep myself safe as I get more aggressive. I feel like a lot of people use Wild Sense defensively. I use it offensively. You see how over there, like, I got offensive. He gets a super counter off on me. We get into a Vanish War, and it kept me safe throughout the Vanish War. A lot of people use it defensively, and it's super easy to bait out Wild Sense if you use it defensively. But I transform to SSJ1 Adult Gohan against Recoome because it will create a mismatch. So usually when I transform, I choose to transform against the weaker characters. Although Recoome is a good character, he's still a low DP character and won't do too much damage to me, as opposed to Super Saiyan Rose.
What's wrong?
I did take a lot of damage, but I should be able to switch very soon. Yeah, I allow him to switch because I didn't want to risk getting put in the blender. But here it is, Bardock, Instant Spark. He knocks me away because he will win the Vanish Wars. I think he got a little greedy there. He could have used his ulti, but he decided not to. And I use a revenge counter, and it worked. I baited him. He used his perception, and now he's down 2 skill points. He should have just let me use the revenge counter, and he could have punished me anyway. But the damage to me would have been the same. So at the end, I was able to get him to spend 2 skill points. I don't mind having less skill points because I just have explosive wave. But Bardock with 2 less skill points is massive for me. That way he can't use instant sparking as soon as he can. And I win because both his Roshi and Goku Rose was in low health. And here I think about whether or not I want to rematch him because you see I'm on a 32 win streak and I don't know if I want to lose to someone who's using items. But I take the rematch anyway because I'm confident in my ability to win even if he has a massive advantage over me.
My, what an honor. I've been hoping.
Okay, here is match 2. Let's see how we've adapted to each other's gameplay.
All right. I think it's time for me to get in better shape.
Oh yeah, I mess up my inputs there, and he's able to punish me. Good thing I do have the key advantage here. But I choke at the last second, it happens. Yeah, my Vanish Wars are not on point in this game. But it's okay, it's DP battle. It's not the end of the battle if you do lose a few Vanish battles. He may have won the battle, but not the war. He brings out his Roshi, I bring out King Cold. He catches me holding Perception with that super. Keep in mind, he really likes holding Perception. So do I. You know, this is not to make fun of him, but this is just taking notes of his gameplay. He likes holding Perception. I make up for the deficit by using my own super, which I rarely do, but I have to make up for the deficit. Switches out Roshi, he brings in Goku Black, transforms to Super Saiyan Rose.
What do you think of this color? Is it not?
Man, the angle really screwed me there. If you guys go back, you can see how my punch just literally goes through him. Or goes over him, I should say.
Observe a master at
I switch in Roshi. It's a mismatch for me, but if I could just stall out a little bit, my characters will be healthy again. I don't want to bring in Gohan against Rose because I want to transform with Gohan. And if I transform against Rose, I will be locked in with him. So I'm probably going to wait for him to bring out his weaker characters so I could transform on them.
My turn now, guys.
Yep, I'm bringing Gohan with that plan, but I am getting caught by that Perception. And now I am in a predicament. Do I want to transform to Gohan? And especially now since I got hit with that super. Yeah, you can see I thought about it, but I decided against it. Because I do want the freedom to be able to switch. But I'll keep base Gohan in, because he does do a lot of damage regardless. He doesn't punish my Wild Sense. Good thing I did not transform. I could regain health with Gohan now. He switches out his Recoome, and out comes his Bardock with full ki. This is gonna be insane. The full ki gauge gives him an insane positive feedback loop. I knew he was gonna hold Perception, so I just Z-Burst dash behind him, and I don't care that I had to Z-Burst dash because he has a key advantage anyway. And yep, he gets a super counter off on me. I lost this, and he's able to build a ton of skill points. I'm challenging it because I want to build skill points too. He falls for the bait. I didn't care to keep in the engagement. Or like, I do care to keep in the engagement, but at the same time, it's Bardock. If you engage with him, his instant sparking will stop you anyway. But I'm able to get him to use Perception on my revenge counter, and he spends two skill points on that. And that's good for me. The less instant sparking he has, the better. Oh, the angle really screwed me there again. My Ki Blast just completely missed. I'm able to stall out his sparking mode. Unfortunately, he does have a full ki gauge. I bring Roshi back in. This is probably not good for me. He's going to be able to switch Goku Black back out, and he's going to gain even more health. And I am in a really bad position here. I need to do more damage to him. And my Roshi is taking a good amount of damage here. I keep falling for that Perception. Yep. I bring in Gohan because I saw Roshi was out, but he just switched out his Roshi. I should have switched in my Gohan a little earlier. He has key advantage here. Let's see if he chokes this. He does not choke it. But I had Wild Sense up. And this is what I mean by using Wild Sense offensively. I did it again. I used Wild Sense again. A lot of people use Wild Sense defensively. They'll use it and then sit there and charge and get the person to come up to them and attack them. But if you do that, then it's easy to bait out. But if you use it offensively and you pressure your opponent, he could forget to counter your Wild Sense. And I think that's a proper way to use it. Especially if you get into a Vanish War. Let's say you open him up with Wild Sense up and you get into a Vanish War and you don't have key advantage. You will be able to win the Vanish War if he follows up. You'll get knocked back the first time, but if he follows up his knockback, you will be able to knock him back with your Wild Sense and save yourself. Yeah, that charged Ki Blast was so clutch. Yep, and I sidestep his Perception. He thinks it's okay to keep using Perception because I keep falling for it. Not the best idea. Him spending his key bars when he's in yellow health is a terrible, terrible mistake. Because when you're in low health, you really want to make sure you have the key advantage. The reason being is if you're not in key advantage, you will probably lose the Vanish War and you could get finished. If you're in high health, it's okay to lose Vanish Wars because you could switch out. Eventually, hopefully. But when you're in low health, like his Rose was, and then he spent that 3 key bars on a Kamehameha that I was able to block anyway, and then I rush him and I have key advantage, I'm able to finish him. And he can't get out of it unless I mess up my Vanish War. And you do not want to depend on your opponent messing up. Not in the S ranks or the Z ranks. And he was winning for that entire match until I was able to finish his Goku Black. And I was able to recognize that he spent his ki on a Kamehameha and I really capitalized on it. So I won the second match. And that's how a lot of these matches go in the higher ranks. Like mechanically, everyone is around the same skill level. Like I wouldn't say I'm much better than Doger mechanically.
All right.
Right?
It's time,
but it is the decision making and the strategy that's making the biggest difference between the two of us. Like he was beating me at first because mechanically I was just losing. I was losing the Vanish Wars at first. His Bardock has massive key advantage. So mechanically I'm at a massive disadvantage. But it is my recognition, how I could recognize certain situations and take advantage of it. Like that one Goku Black situation against Lord Slug when he used the Kamehameha. But now I am taking advantage of him being conditioned, thinking that it's okay to hold Perception every single time. I am grabbing him very, very often. He might not be on standard controls because on standard controls there is an option select for you to hold Perception and then mash guard. And that way you can't get grabbed. If that were the case, I'd probably just sidestep him instead of grabbing.
Now the big finish. You can't tell. Try a little harder for me. Keep on trying. Over there. Keep on trying.
Yeah, I was going to challenge his Roshi, but as soon as he put up False Courage, I'm not even going to risk it. And I grab him because he keeps holding Perception. And like I said, I've conditioned him. I've made him think it's okay to hold Perception. And although I was genuinely falling for the Perception sometimes, that still conditions him. So I've made the adaptation to not fall for the Perception and just grab him. And he keeps holding Perception. And now I bring in my Gohan. I should transform against his Roshi because this is where I could create a massive mismatch. Yep, and you can see how I'm putting him in the blender. He keeps trying to hold Perception, but I'm catching him with the grabs. Oh, I messed up that combo. But it's fine. Like I said, you get a character in red health. It's almost as good as downing that character. He brings in Roshi again, and that's potentially a downed character. I transform to SS2 Gohan against Recoome, create a mismatch. I have a lot of skill gauge, so if he opens me up, I have Explosive Wave in the back pocket. Yep, he keeps falling for the grabs. I've conditioned him heavily for him to think that Perception is okay. Yep, you can see how he's still holding Perception. He could switch out, that's fine. I've done a lot of damage to both his Roshi and his Recoome. Although I should switch out my Gohan. He has key advantage here. Yep, I use a revenge counter to keep in the engagement. And he's forced to use a Perception, and he spends his own 2 skill points. The stage was on my side this time, where he knocked me back and I was able to recover because there was a ledge right behind me. So it was screwing me over in the second match. It saved me in this third match, so all is fair. He transforms to Goku Rose, and he's locked out for a good amount of time here. I don't know why my Lord Slug just descended to the ground there, but he ascends to try and use his instant sparking. Doesn't work. I know what you're trying to do. I'll get him to spend another Perception, another 2 skill points. Now he doesn't have instant sparking. He does have key advantage, but that's okay. I'll give him key advantage so he can't use instant sparking on me. At least not that soon. He switches out, and that's okay. Yeah, his Bardock, the thing with starting with a full key gauge, and it creates an insane, massive positive feedback loop. Probably will maintain a key advantage for the remainder of the game because of that. So I would say using items in a match where we don't have items on, that's cheating. So that's not fair. I blinked that ultimate. That was a really clutch blink. But I accept the rematches with him anyway because, like, whatever. I'm confident in my ability to win even if he has a massive advantage with the key item.
Keep on trying. No way.
Brings in his low health Roshi. Let's see if I can finish him. I bring Gohan back in to create that massive mismatch. He is a 2 DP character. My Gohan is a 7 DP character. He wants to switch, so I'm able to open him up. Yup, I'm able to finish him easy. I use instant sparking for once. Okay, he's deflecting my grabs now. That's a little too late now, though. Nah, I couldn't connect the double Masenko. He has 6 skill points, but... Okay, he uses instant transmission. He sets up his instant sparking. But that's fine. King Cold has Explosive Wave. I have an Explosive Wave at my disposal. And I could probably build up another one. I could probably use Explosive Wave when he gets close and just switch out my King Cold. I don't do that though. He switches out his Goku Black. And that's GG right there. Stressful match because going up against even one character that has a massive key advantage over you is it's not the easiest to overcome, but I did it. And yeah, GG's. If you learned something, like and subscribe. Have a good night, you guys.